Validates that move that was made. I know Tripp's only interim, they say right now, but to switch things up like that, it had to be sort of nerve-wracking for you as a driver, but then to get to change, good stuff, huh?
Yeah, I mean, we had such a good season last year, and it's all there. We just had to get back to that basic setup and use our information that our teammates have, and we did that today and tuned on it from there, and it's just really helped. I mean, the results, they showed. So look forward to Dover, Charlotte, and all the other races we're going to.
Jason, adding to the strong night for Braun Racing. Marty?
All right, thank you, David. As we come back topside, we'll get some final thoughts. Let's talk a little bit first about what we saw tonight. I mean, really, the Gibbs cars were dominant.
Yeah, they were dominant, but what I saw tonight was late race decisions. I mean, those guys stayed out and won the race without making pit stop for tires, and usually we see that late race tire decision is very agonizing for crew chiefs, and Brad Keselowski was running third. He made that stop, got the 4 tires, thought they would be in a good position. He finished 7th.
I got to say, a lot of guys, what they saw tonight with the 18 car of Kyle Busch and the 20 car of Denny Hamlin, not taking any tires whatsoever. Everybody's been watching this tonight. They've learned a lot for tomorrow night's race right here at Darlington Speedway, because I would have thought those no tires would not have been the right decision. I thought the 2 or 4 would have overhauled them, and it didn't happen.
Well, and I got to admit, when we saw earlier in the race, when we had the one car that stayed out with no tires, and they didn't have the car underneath them that Gibbs Racing Machines had. So maybe that was the little bit of deception there. But boy, they certainly did look powerful.
Yeah, you look at Denny Hamlin. He had 80 laps or something. He said on the left side tires, and no right sides on that last stop, and able to just drive away from.
I'll tell you what,
Kyle Busch.
Another thing I saw also, Andy, was Jason Leffler. Really impressed what he did. He's been down on his luck a little bit, and to get a top 5, that's a good booster for a race team. Real proud of what he done tonight. Another thing, Coleman Presty. Real impressed how he run tonight
15.
also.
Yep,
Another good run out of Coleman.
And guess what, Alan? Next week we go to another tough track, the Monster Mile at Dover.
Yes, we do, and we look forward to that one next Saturday afternoon on ABC. We started the night tonight in Darlington talking about what kind of mood would the old lady in black be in. Well, this race came down to 2 things: restarts and strategy. This was the initial start of the race. Denny Hamlin going, and then the green flag going.
Yeah, we just couldn't quite determine if the green flag came out quick enough, but Denny Hamlin took off and led a bunch of laps early.
Got shuffled back a little bit, but then Hamlin stormed back up here at lap 21 to take the lead. Hamlin would lead most of the night tonight. Old Darlington took a bite out of a few people.
Well, I tell you, the old lady reared up and showed her mean side here. See, Busher goes off in the corner, gets on the apron, gets off camera in that race car, backs it in the fence. You see Scott Lagacy there, and Arpin had nowhere to go. All those guys got torn up pretty bad in that wreck.
6 cars involved in that wreck. Adventurous night for Kyle Busch. Got shuffled back by some pit strategy. Here got shuffled back by 3 wide racing off turn 2. That doesn't work well at Darlington.
Just Allgaier threads the needle. Kyle didn't want to be stuck down there. I think he thought Allgaier would lift. Allgaier stays in the throttle, and Kyle had to back out.
This, believe it or not, was the winning pass of the race. Just past halfway, Denny Hamlin's team goes for just 2 tires on their pit stop, gets them off pit road ahead of Kyle Busch and ahead of everybody else. Denny led the rest of the way. Then the decision not to pit here late in the race when some of the others like Brad Keselowski, who had been contending, did. Keselowski, Edwards, Vickers there on pit road. They wouldn't get back up to contending positions, as Andy Petrie talked about a minute ago. Matt Kenseth, last year's winner, had a tough night.
Matt on the final pit stop did not take anything, and what happened, didn't take any tires, took fuel, gets in the corner, Trevor Bayne. Trevor spins, gets into Matt, knocks him up into the fence, and Matt bounced back, but he would have another one coming up.
One of several late restarts that Denny Hamlin had to find a way to get away from Kyle Busch on. Here's the incident that ended Kenseth's day.
Yeah, Brian Scott gets turned sideways. He goes down. Tony Raines gets into Matt, hits him in his left front tire, and sends Matt to the inside wall. That was all she wrote for Matt Kenseth.
And he will wind up finishing well down in the field in 30th position. So, the final restarts. Denny Hamlin had the outside lane. He has the choice to pick which lane he wants to restart in. This is the final one. Kyle Busch almost made it stick.
Kyle did the best job he could at forcing Denny as high as he could. He was trying to just get an inch in front of him so he could clear him and drift up. Denny Hamlin had a smoking hot rod and just took it home.
So Denny Hamlin leads on this night tonight 111 of the 147 laps and picks up his 3rd Darlington NASCAR Nationwide Series win. Tomorrow, the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series runs the Southern 500. NASCAR Now has your pre-race coverage for you starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Time here on ESPN2. And we'll wrap up the weekend of racing on the NASCAR Now Monday Roundtable at 5 Eastern, also ESPN2. Then next Saturday, it is the aforementioned Monster Mile in Dover, Delaware.
Ladies in black, Monster Miles, man, what are we doing?
Got some tracks with character. Next Saturday on ABC, that is at 2 Eastern Time next weekend. So the championship continues to be led by Brad Keselowski, not by much over Kyle Busch, as we showed you earlier. Tonight it was the Joe Gibbs Racing teammates of Hamlin and Busch who dominated this one. The lady in black in Darlington took her swipe and took a bite out of a few competitors, but in the end, Hamlin was able to hang on, outrun Busch over those several rate restarts, and score the victory here in Darlington. We'll talk to you next week from Dover. Good night.
Move out of the way.